And with that, I bring on the very dynamic actor, comedian, producer, disagreeable, Michael Rapaport. Oh, go ahead. Tell me I'm wrong, Mr. Actor, producer, director, and NBA savant. Tell me I'm nuts.
Oh, no, you're not nuts. The front runner, Vegas already said the front runner for most improved player next year is Paul George. That's just it. I'm breaking news right here.
Okay, breaking news. So you kind of agree with me on Westbrook.
I agree with you.
And you're a basketball huge junkie, so you should love Westbrook.
I love Westbrook. But I think at some point it's like, banging your head against the playoff wall with him. And as much as I love the emotional expression.
Gives you everything.
The tenacity of all that stuff. At a certain point, is it working or is it not working? I love the loyalty. I love all the things about Russell Westbrook, but they're not winning. My man Carmelo, it was like he was being Ashton Kutcher. I thought he was going to pop out because he was like, "You guys thought I was bad. Like you guys said I don't move the ball." Everybody
talked about Paul George. Listen, I was never a Carmelo fan. Carmelo became a C- player overnight.
Like he would literally be like, "Yo, I'm on the court, like I'm wide open." He was using him as a pick. He used him Carmelo Anthony was using as an offensive lineman this year with the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Okay, so LeBron's down 0-2.
Yep, that's right.
Of course he is because they haven't given him any players except for an older, unathletic, hurt all the time Kevin Love.
Who's they? Who hasn't given him players?
Organizationally,
Colin? Excuse me. How time flies. How quick he got rid of the entire roster, Colin. That was on him. Michael Jordan retired and then became a bad executive. LeBron James invented the player executive, and he's probably worse than Michael Jordan could ever be as an executive. He decided to trade the entire team. Okay, he approved everybody. Remember that first game when they played? They looked good. They were dancing. They had handshakes. They were like waving towels.
Yes.
Where's that? It's all gone. Why were they doing that in February after the All-Star break? Who cared about that? I knew it was all a ruse. This fake camaraderie of we're all going to wear the same suits. We're all on the same page. Where's all that? You wear the same suits. You all dress up like you're on the same page. But you get out there, you don't play like you're on the same page.
Okay, so let me ask you this. You're in the movie business. You're in the documentary business.
That's true. That's correct.
Don't you kind of sometimes for stars? I mean, if Chris Rock calls and says, "Michael, I want to go on stage tonight," you kind of step back and let Michael go on stage, or Chris Rock go on stage. So you're going to tell me if LeBron calls, you're not going to deal with some of the drama? Isn't that life?
That you are going to deal with the drama, but you just said they don't surround him. He did this. He created this monster called the Cleveland Cavaliers. He created that monster called the Miami Heatles. I don't feel bad for him. He's the MVP. You talk about these regular season awards. I don't care about how good Russell was last year. I don't care about how good James Harden has been this year. He's the best player in the league. He's the most valuable player. You could send him to Orlando. Orlando would be in the same position as the Cleveland Cavaliers right now, single-handedly. That being said, what's his record in the finals?
3-5.
Okay, he'll continue to be 3-5 because it's over. He ain't making it to the finals this year. It's over. Glassjaw James. He takes more trips to the locker room than Tanya Harding did in the Olympics.
Oh, come on. I said like his second one.
I mean, he's got 2, and then the rest of the NBA has 0. Every 5 minutes he goes to the locker room. What's going on in the locker room?
Well, first of all, he got banged in the head.
Oh, he's supposed to be a football player. I'm 269 pounds of steel. Remember he said, I'm like a football player? No, you ain't. In flag football, you take a little shoulder. From a 20-year-old who was asking for his autograph 6 years ago, you let a 20-year-old who doesn't even have facial hair knock you out of the playoffs? Tough guy?
By the way, it's interesting. I read an internet rumor that many people thought LeBron, because they let in the game and he was playing well, LeBron did it for dramatic effect. As if to say, I'm going to leave and come through the locker room. Do you buy that?
I don't buy that.
Okay.
I don't buy that.
All right.
I like to break his chops, and I'll sit here and say how much he drives me crazy. But one of the things about LeBron, he plays the game the right way.
He does.
He's not dirty player.
No.
He does gamesmanship. He flops. He manipulates the refs. But that's what you're supposed to do. So he plays the game the right way. But why is it, Colin, that like so many people, including yourself, are the gatekeepers of protecting LeBron James.
No.
We had no questions why fans hated Larry Bird. There's no questions as to why fans hate Tom Brady. But LeBron, it's like, you're a hater. Why are you hating? He makes it very easy to hate him.
Well, you know what I feel like? I feel like with LeBron and Westbrook, here's what I feel like. Remember years and years ago, like 30 years ago, Rush Limbaugh, AM radio was dying. And Rush Limbaugh, and I don't listen to Rush, but he's very, very popular, and we'd have to acknowledge that. I don't kind of listen to that kind of radio, but he is one of the gifted guys in our business. He said, I'm not biased. I'm the balance. The rest of the media is so liberal, I'm just balancing it out. With Westbrook, everybody waves so many pom-poms for him. I'm the balance on Westbrook. And there's so much hate for LeBron. I'm the balance on LeBron.
Oh, it's not like he's a man alone. Okay, your guy, LeShannon Sharp, I mean, he's worse than you. He's totally out of control. Listen, LeBron is blah, 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 blah. Why do we have to keep saying that? He's blah, 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 blah. He's down 0-2. He's blah, 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 blah. He got rid of his roster. He's blah, 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 blah. He kicked out David Knight in the darkness. He kicked out David Blatt in the darkness of the night.
Yeah.
He's blah, 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 blah. There's always excuses. He's blah, 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 blah. Get the cleaning supplies because they're sweeping up Cleveland. Get the packing supplies because he will be leaving Cleveland. He will be coming to Los Angeles. And hopefully, you and LeShannon Sharp, you guys can sit there. You can meet him. You could give him, mani-pedis, give him facials, and coddle and baby this guy when he comes to L.A. and causes the ruckus here.
I've always liked Shannon Sharp's work. I have no problem being bundled with Shannon Sharp.
Have a ball with him.
Someday Skip will tick him off, and I'll do a show with Shannon Sharp. I think he's very smart. Okay, Baker Mayfield. So, here we go. So, these Hard Knock shows. You're in the documentary business, Rapaport, so you love them. You love train wrecks. That's what you do for a living. NFL GMs hate this, but the NFL has a series of stipulations, and about every year HBO gets to pick, here's 6 teams that are eligible to be on Hard Knocks. Cleveland was the least interesting team. Denver has Von Miller and John Elway. Chargers have Joey Bosa, who never shuts up, and Phillip Rivers. You got Flacco-Lamar Jackson controversy. But Lamar Jackson's quiet, and Flacco's dull. They picked Cleveland, and they picked him because of Baker Mayfield. Had they picked Sam Darnold, who's humble, a grown-up, adult, stoic, they would have been the 6th choice. So now the cameras are in the Cleveland locker room this year. The GM hates it, the coach hates it, the coordinators hate it, the position coaches, the scouting people, because of Baker, and that's why you shouldn't have drafted him.
I think as a viewer of the show and a fan, I watch it every year. It's sort of my ignition switch to get me ready for the NFL.
Oh, it's fun.
I think it's going to be great TV. Baker Mayfield is going to, be interesting. Josh Gordon on Hard Knocks, interesting. Juice Landry on Hard Knocks. For me as a fan and a guy who enjoys train wrecks.
So you like the Real Housewives of New Jersey and
I love the Real Housewives of New Jersey.
You like that?
And this the Real Housewives of Cleveland. They have a fan base that celebrated them going 0-16 last year. This is going to be great television. So for me, the viewer, listen, they're not going to get any better whether they're on Hard Knocks or not. So this is to me, the NFL made the right choices going, yeah, this is the one that's going to be the most interesting.
Would you have drafted Baker Mayfield?
Yeah, I would have drafted him.
Oh, God, why? See, you're very emotional, though.
Yes.
You're a very emotional person. We went to dinner. You're very emotional.
But I was pretty good at dinner, though.
No.
You got into a beef with the waiter, not me. I don't want to get into it on public, but I mean, you went crazy on that waiter. That poor guy was just
Don't even go there. I don't go crazy on anybody. All right,
I'm glad they drafted him because I'm more excited that the Giants got my man Saquon Barkley.
He's going to have a nice year. I wouldn't have picked him too. They have other issues. But I will say this. I'll make a proclamation. You're a Giant fan.
That's a big word, proclamation. I'm going to throw that at me.
Okay, I'm going to throw that at you. This is just the way the NFL works. This division, last year I picked Philadelphia to win the division. Everybody laughed at me. I got to tell you, they upgraded at running back. They upgraded at left tackle. They probably got the steal in the draft on the offensive line 2nd round. Pat Shurmur's brilliant. Odell Beckham returns. I'll make a prediction. They're already fine defensively. There is a chance the Giants are the shock of the league.
I don't think it's a shock.
No, because we know what coaches do. Go ask Atlanta when they lost Kyle Shanahan. Oh, Atlanta wasn't the same team. Shurmur's brilliant. Okay, Nate Solder, they got the left tackle figured out. Barkley, I wouldn't have picked Barkley second, but he's going to get you 800 to 1,200 yards. Their tight end is young and getting better, and they stole an offensive lineman in the second round. And Beckham returns. You can make an argument the Giants are going to be one of those pop teams that we're all kind of rolling our eyes. Listen, we're a year removed from them being 11-5.
And last year, no one would. The Patriots on their best day couldn't have dealt with the amount of it. They lost 4 receivers in one game. No one could have dealt with that. And Eli had a bad year. McAdoo, the wackadoo, he's gone. His sunglasses are gone. His hair gel's gone. I agree with you. And I don't think it's a big surprise. They had a bad season, and they were decimated very early in the season.
We know this in the NFL. 3 to 4 teams every year double their win total, and we almost never see it coming. Michael Rapaport, what's your podcast called?
The I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast, where we give 15 rounds of championship podcasting 3 times a week.
Good seeing you, buddy.
Thank you.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.